Hello everyone, welcome to Real Deal Disney, giving you all the real talk of all things Disney for teens and young adults. I am your host, Michelle, and today I have my lovely guests, Zach and Jordan, with me, and we're going to give you all the information about Food and Wine Festival. It started on August 31st, and it ends November 13th. So, guys, what is your experience like at Food and Wine? I'm being very dramatic right now. It's Food and Wine. It's very dramatic.
It is very dramatic. So, being over the age of 21, Food and Wine is completely different than when you're underage.
Yeah, that is the point. I am underage and do not drink alcohol. I cannot drink alcohol. Legally. So, yeah. We're not getting into that.
I cannot be served at EPCOT.
I cannot be served at EPCOT, but there is a different experience for being 21 and everything like that. So what is your all experiences?
So I'm not a big wine person, but the good thing about Food and Wine is that they have different types of drinks. So
it's not just wine.
It's not just wine.
Because I don't even look at the menu. Why even bother?
Very misleading. So they have a good variety, and it's kind of fun to taste some things at a lower price point that you probably wouldn't get a chance to taste. So that's really interesting as far as like the wine goes.
Oh, so the prices are lower than?
For the most part, like you get a glass for like $6. It's like a tasting of for $6. So of course it's never like your full like 4, 6, or 8 ounce pour that you really want it to be. But for just going ahead and doing it,
yeah,
it's interesting enough.
What about you, Zach? You've been to Food and Wine a couple of times in the past.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to drink at Food and Wine yet this year, but last year I drank quite a few times.
I drank a lot.
No, not a lot, but a few times.
Yeah.
I would say that my favorite drink at Food and Wine is the orange drink at France.
Orange drink. What does that involve?
That involves there's Grey Goose in there. There's a bunch of other vodka in there.
A bunch of clear liquors.
It's just
all liquor.
It's just a lot of alcohol.
No other mixes, no.
And
like orange juice, pomegranate.
Yeah,
and then there's it's like a slush.
Okay, so
which is really nice because it's like 98 degrees outside and it's hot, and you make it all the way to France when you started in Canada. And you're just like, wow, I want something cool.
Yeah, that's good.
You have that orange drink.
Also, another thing, if you're going to drink at Food and Wine, I recommend starting in Canada, because if you start in Mexico, you will be, shit-faced before you even get to France.
So go the other way around.
Yes.
Everyone wants to start in Mexico. This did not happen to me at Food and Wine, but it happened to me while at EPCOT. Mm-hmm. For a friend's birthday, we started in Mexico. I downed a nice, giant margarita. And it was the longest walk to Africa. I thought we'd been there for hours. And they're like, Jordan, we've been here for about 20 minutes. And I was gone. So yeah, if you really want to enjoy yourself, I agree with Zach, start in Canada.
So Zach, are you a wine person? Because you seem like you're very into it for the wine part.
I don't really drink the wine.
Okay.
I do more of
you actually drink the wine at Food and Wine. It just to be called food and alcohol.
Food and booze is hard to put on table.
I'm more of the margaritas in Mexico. I also get the margarita in Italy. Mm-hmm. And then the drink in France is good.
The Moroccan mimosa is awesome.
Moroccan mimosas. When I'm already drinking, mm-hmm. I don't think about the names anymore. I just look at the colors, because then, What
colors do you go for?
There was one time when we went to Food and Wine, and literally everybody was offering me their drinks. Uh-huh. So it was here, try the blue one. Here, try the orange one. Here, try the purple one. And I'm like, okay, just drinking all these drinks.
You don't know what's
And
in
I'm
it.
just-
It's just the color.
Yeah. So like, and it tasted really good. So what does it matter?
So there's a lot of favorites at Food and Wine. We've talked about alcohol, but let's go into a minute about the food. What's your favorite food?
I personally like the steak in Canada.
You just like Canada.
Favorite spot, Canada.
What about you, Jordan?
For me, it's, and I learned how to say this last year, it's the pão de queijo in Brazil, which is basically just cheese bread. I'm very easy to please. If you have bread and then you have cheese, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
But it is the best. And for $4, you get 2 decent-sized rolls. So if you share it, I don't share it because I like it all and I want
You
to keep
eat
it.
it all.
But for $4, it's so good
Yeah.
and so simple.
So, like, did you just call it cheese bread before, or did you try to pronounce it and just fail?
So the first time I walked up there, I was like, "Can I have the pão de queijo?" And the guy looked at me and he's like, "What?" And luckily, I'm like, "The cheese bread," and he's like, "Oh, okay." Pushed the thing, walked away. My friend speaks Portuguese, and she was like, "It's pão de queijo." And I literally spent the entire last year of Food and Wine trying to perfect it. So when I went for the first time this year, I was like, "Pão de queijo, por favor." And he's like, "Ooh, I like your Portuguese." I'm like, "Thanks." Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so any other favorites as food? Not like favorite, but the ones you like, ones that you go to.
Most of the stuff at the Chinese pavilion is also good.
I was just thinking about the pot stickers.
The pot stickers. You have like an affinity for pot stickers.
I love pot stickers. Anywhere you can get me some pot stickers, I'm game.
That is good. I've never had pot stickers, but
They're so
whatever.
They're really hot. Like, not spicy, but just like they
Yeah.
take them right off, so they're
Yeah.
hot.
I was gonna go into this before we got into the food, but since we were going over about the best foods and wines, but have you ever tried something that like you hated at Food and Wine, like something you did not like?
For me, we were there the other day, and we went to New Zealand, which we were catching the boat over to the other side of EPCOT because we're like, let's just get Canada because we spent all our money there. So I went to New Zealand, and they were like, oh, it's this vanilla cake covered in chocolate, covered in coconut. And I'm like, you can't go wrong. All
Yeah,
three of those
it's-
things sound so good.
I was about to say, how does that? I'm not seeing where this is going.
It was so covered in coconut that it just overwhelmed everything. And it wasn't toasted coconut. It was just that raw, like, coconut flakes.
Yeah.
And it was just so thrown on there that it was like they gave you a spoonful of coconut,
Mm-hmm.
and that did not help the medicine go down.
Did they give it to you in like a parfait cup or
No,
whatever?
it was like a little piece of cake.
Okay.
And it was covered in chocolate icing. And I'm like, it was a yellow cake, chocolate icing. I'm like, could have stopped there. It would have been great. I would have paid $4 for it. But then they rolled it in this, like, fresh coconut flake thing. And it just tasted like just straight up coconut.
So they rolled it in coconut.
Yeah. So it was just,
interesting.
if it was toasted, it maybe like, you know, like how the Girl Scout cookie Samoa thingies are?
Yeah.
And they're toasted coconut, and
Yeah.
it tastes good. That's not how they did this. So we passed it around our little group. Mind you, it's like this little like 4x4 little tube of cake, and there was like 8 of us, and we didn't finish it. Every single bite, and we're like, oh, this is
Ew.
not good.
That just sounds gross.
Right? And it was just like, and you read the description, and it was so promising.
Yeah.
If it was just a little coconut, I could deal with it, but the rolling of it, EPCOT, if you're listening to this, please don't roll the New Zealand cake in coconut. No one likes coconut that much.
What about you, Zach? Anything that you've ever had that you didn't like, food and wine wise?
Okay, so I can't really like speak about this topic because normally if I'm just the type of person that just looks at the menu and then if I don't see anything, I just don't buy it.
Okay.
So like I only buy things that I like.
You need to spread your horizons.
How do you know you like it if you don't try it? Like, the cake sounded great, but the cake wasn't great.
Exactly. That's why I would skip it.
How was I supposed to know that? It sounded good.
Also, I don't really like coconut, so that would have been just a
Well, I didn't know.
turn off.
It was going to look that way. And then the guy made a nice Hannah Montana reference while I was up there. So
Really?
We bonded. It was amazing.
You developed a connection.
Exactly. I had to buy the cake, and it tasted like crap. I was so upset. I'm never going to see him again because I never want to go back. So, goodbye, man, at the...
So, I think you need to stretch your horizons, Zach, this Food and Wine. Just
Try one new thing every time you go.
one new thing.
Okay.
He's not going to do it.
See, I've only ever been once.
What?
I've only ever been
Like
to
ever?
Food and Wine once.
How?
I went, I went twice last year. I went twice.
We live around the corner. Not really.
I know. And it was sad because if I had gone a third time, I would have been able to get the cup.
Oh, no!
So I didn't get the cup.
Oh, no.
That is really unfortunate because this year they're just giving buttons.
God.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's really
buttons.
sad.
And I'm like, I wanted the cup though. I was waiting this whole
You
year.
paid too much money for those buttons. You deserve them better.
I mean, I'm still gonna go. I'm actually planning on going next, or either this week or next week.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Don't worry. So it's just kind of why I'm giving this podcast because I'm like, what should I eat?
Mm-hmm.
What should I get? Except for wine. Wise. That's just for the public. But yeah. So
Ooh,
that's my little
fun
spiel.
new drink. It's not even alcoholic. I just like it. If you like boba, it's
Mhm.
fun to drink. It's literally just boba and Sprite. It's in the Odyssey building called the
Really?
Bright Horizons. So it's
Yeah.
based on like old EPCOT because
Yeah.
Horizons used to be a building in EPCOT, like a
Mhm.
pavilion. And but the cup glows. They're like one of those like light up cups. So like they have those like light up ice cubes.
Yeah.
Well, you don't ever use those because they don't actually make your drinks any colder. But the Bright Horizons is so fun because then you get for $4.50, you get like a crap ton of boba, some Sprite. It's good, a little refreshing, and then you get this nice cup,
Yeah.
and then you can put other things in it when you get home, and it lights up, and it's just really fun.
The thing about the 2 times that I went, I didn't even have food the first time I went, and I didn't even have a drink the second time I went. The first thing I got was the purple lemonade
Oh
thing.
yeah, that's Flower and Garden.
Or yeah, no, it was Flower and Garden, right. No, okay, so did I only go once? What did I do? I don't even know what I did.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what I got.
Start a GoFundMe, get Michelle to
What did I do? I don't even remember what I did at Food and Wine anymore. I know I went twice because I was upset because I didn't get to get the glass. So, I don't know what I ate. What did I eat?
I don't know, they got rid of some stuff.
What did they get rid of?
South Korea.
Yeah, I know South Korea was a big one. Did they get rid of anything else?
That's the only one that matters.
That's the only.
That's the only one that matters. And I would like to talk about it for a second.
Oh, you would? You want to go
Yes.
into something about this?
The
Okay.
tangent piece.
Tangent
So-
South Korea.
As you all know, South Korea is gone.
Yeah.
And they have replaced it with India.
Okay.
Now, if you're about curry and spice and all that good stuff, then India is for you. I went to India once and tried it, and it was okay, but it is no South Korea. I will never be able to have that BBQ beef with my cucumbers and rice ever again, unless I go to South Korea.
I mean, if they bring it, do you think they'll bring it back next year? Or
I have no idea.
If we complain enough.
if we can bring it
What they did do this year was they added a booth near, what is it?
The Flavors from Fire one?
Yeah, the Flavors from Fire.
It's by the Light Lab, over by where the character spot right behind that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that has like a beef on, what is it? Isn't it like a leg or something? And
Beef on a leg.
It's not the same.
it's on a bone. So it's
They
like
put
It's like a rib, but not
it's like
a good rib.
it's like a rib with South Korea sauce on it.
okay.
It's honestly okay. It's no South Korea, but yeah, I'm a little upset about that one.
Just a little
But
It's okay, fine.
Do you need to rant, Jordan? Or are you good?
I'm fine. I wasn't
You're
as big of a fan, honestly. It was okay. I liked the rice.
Yeah, because like I heard a lot of people like South Korea,
Mhm.
including a lot of people in our friend group.
Yes. I don't understand the mindset of getting rid of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird, because the line was always so long.
Yeah.
And now looking at India, it's just not all there.
It's
So,
just these two people at the line. It's fine.
it really is, honestly. It's just not popular.
Yeah.
So I think they tried something new, and I don't think it's worth going back, personally.
I mean, they'll
They should
probably
just go back
switch
to
it with it not being such a big success.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, do you know if there's a country that you would want at Food and Wine? Like you would want to try something from somewhere, like a new country, not to replace anything, just a whole separate country that you would want to try food or wine from?
So it's already kind of there, but not really.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of having the islands of the Caribbean all in one place, because all the food is so different.
Yeah.
So I would like to see like a Jamaican pavilion where it's just Jamaican food. I think they have so much to offer, and to be kind of smushed in there with, I mean, they're trying to be like, oh, there's Haiti, there's Puerto Rico, there's Dominican Republic, there's the Bahamas, all this stuff, all in islands of the Caribbean, and when they have 3 dishes. So I'm like, how?
Wait, they only have 3 dishes?
Yeah.
I was about to say, do they have like one from each?
You
of
would
the
think.
Islands?
So I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that. I think there's so much more to offer, and the food types are so different because they're influenced from so many different countries.
Yeah.
That I think they each deserve their own spot. But personally, Jamaican food would be really neat, or Cuban food.
Yeah.
That'd be cool too. Remind me of home.
What about you, Zach?
You know what sounds really good?
What?
Israeli food.
I knew you were gonna bring up.
Stop.
I knew you were gonna bring it up.
If we can get some like falafel, some
Okay, I'm not upset about that actually.
Right? That's kind of a good idea.
some shawarma, some kebabs.
What would be in the kebabs? Like, what is Israel?
It's like-
kebabs have?
It's either lamb, steak, or chicken,
And it's just filled with lamb.
and it
or chicken.
yeah, and it's like a skewer, and you add like vegetables
Okay,
in
makes
between the in between the meat.
Okay, so.
I feel like they try to do the kebab thing in other countries
Yeah.
at Food and Wine. I'm like, it's just not working. Like, y'all ain't, no, you can't just put food on a stick and call it a day. You're
Yeah.
not doing it right.
But like I think falafel would be fantastic at Food and
I don't
Wine.
think I've actually had a
I was going to say,
falafel.
Zach, can you describe a falafel for us? Because I've seen what could possibly be a falafel, but I don't think that in and of itself is a falafel.
Yeah. Sounds like waffle.
What you have seen is probably not a falafel.
I would assume so.
It sounds like a waffle.
They do have waffles.
I need to look it up to explain it because it's hard to explain.
So while we do some more research, every time I'm here we do research. I show people
Someone has
pictures
to
of
look
stuff.
something up because there has to be a picture. of
Exactly. I can't
something.
just imagine stuff.
I mean, that's kind of why I don't like the podcast aspect, because you can't show
Exactly.
anything.
Everybody, take your phones out and please Google falafel.
Oh gosh. Okay, so we have the Jamaican and the Israeli food.
What about you, Michelle? What would you like?
I'm honestly not sure. I'm not like familiar with foods other than
Right.
EPCOT and American food. Like I'll go to Mexico and have like nachos or something.
Oh God.
Or like, so like maybe somewhere like I've never been
Mm-hmm.
before.
I mean, honestly, we're talking. It doesn't even seem to need to be a country because Hawaii has their own pavilion. They're a state.
Yeah.
Is there anything
that's
here?
true.
Like Montana food.
I mean, it's just like a dislocated state. It's
Yeah.
like dislocated, so no one really goes there.
Alaskan famine. It's pretty bomb.
We should have an Alaskan pavilion. No, but like maybe like I don't really like Asian food, so I don't think anywhere like Asian wise.
Okay, so this is what a falafel is. A falafel is a deep fried ball, donut, or patty made from ground chickpeas, fava beans, or both. and you can pretty much put that in like pita bread, add some vegetables in there, and it becomes like a sandwich.
Wait, so they put donut stuff? Like, it's like a donut?
It looks like a donut hole, but it's like fried, made of chickpeas. I always thought a falafel was the pita bread part, like the whole sandwich.
Wait, that one's unwrapped and that one's wrapped.
So it's like the little.
Yeah, so
yellow part.
you can wrap it.
Oh, so
The falafel itself is the ball
Oh, okay.
with the chickpeas inside.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I didn't.
Don't feel bad.
I'm just staring off into space like, what?
It's very interesting. Y'all should Google this.
Yeah.
Learn something new.
See, that's why I want to, like, have a different country that, like, I've never had before. Because I'm like, I don't know what I would eat.
That makes sense.
But I know I don't like Asian food because I don't like seafood or anything.
Okay, that makes sense.
I hate it.
Maybe even like different things from Africa. Like
Yeah,
we
I was
lump
thinking, like, Africa.
all together, but there's
Yeah,
so
because
many
Africa's
different
like,
places.
there's South Africa,
You have the
there's
whole continent.
Egypt.
You mean the great country of Africa,
The dark
according
the
to...
dark continent of Africa, according to Walt Disney. Yeah, I'm still bitter about that.
Oh.
Oh, I thought they considered it a country.
No, well, no. So a long time ago, when Walt Disney was researching stuff for Small World, he apparently went to Africa and did this whole special on the dark continent of Africa. So that's fun. I implore you to look up the history of Walt Disney. But yes, I guess EPCOT considers it a country because no country in Africa will pay to have their name in EPCOT. They won't own the pavilion, so right now it's just kind of, yo, there's Africa. Cool.
Yeah, because,
Lion
like,
King.
what did they have in Egypt? Like, that sounds interesting. Like, when I first heard it, I was like, what is Egyptian food like? So,
Agreed.
Zach, what's the Egyptian food? Your Israeli is, like, the closest thing to Egypt.
Egyptian food. Let
I'll
me...
just Google it.
I gotta
Oh,
look
now
it up
Google.
again.
But I think Egypt is a cool country.
Yeah.
We should just have Egypt in the pavilion. Like I think
Just
that'd
having
be cool.
create the Great Pyramids of Giza.
and yeah, and
all of
World
that.
Showcase. Yo, Egypt, y'all know you have room.
Okay, so do you guys know of, like, any of the special events that happen? Because I've heard there's, like, special events that go on in Epcot.
So they have, like depending on what you're looking for, you can sign up for classes, like wine tastings, beer tastings. I've seen a tea tasting. I hear that Buddy Velasher, the cake boss, is coming soon.
Wait, what?
Yeah, how cool is that?
Oh my god.
He's gonna do like some cooking class thing, I guess. I don't know. But so they have that to offer.
Yeah.
That for like an additional price, of course.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's usually in the Odyssey building,
Mhm.
and it's like there's a whole bunch of seats and then like a rope, and then they sell food, so you can low key just go in there and stand behind them. Or in the festival center, again, everybody's allowed to be in there, so it's like I'm gonna just stand back here.
I'm not actually gonna be in the crowd, so you can't
Exactly.
say anything about it.
Exactly. Like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just chilling.
I'm
Mind my
just
own
chilling.
business.
It's AC, you know.
Exactly. They have souvenirs. But that's one option. They have like those little classes and stuff.
Yeah, but like nothing like going on. Like
Well, they have like the Eat to the Beat, I think it's called, the concert series,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. The concerts.
which are fun. You get those like people you once heard from. We just saw Plain White Tees.
Yeah, I saw that.
No,
Are there
five
any
other
others that you want to see or something like that?
American authors are going to be here October 1st to the 4th.
Oh,
Or 3rd, I'm sorry. And they're the ones that sing like Best Day of My Life.
yeah.
Boys to Men is coming. And like the
I
little,
feel like that's your jam.
the little black Jordan inside of her. Well, I am black. But but like little Jordan inside is like, yes, all those songs I wasn't supposed to listen to as a kid. Now I'm old enough to listen to them. I'm so ready to see them live.
What is like? I know there's not a lot to do in Epcot food and wine wise, but like, what do you do like besides trying food? What else do you do in Epcot?
If it's really hot outside,
Mm-hmm.
you can go to the American Adventure and take a 45-minute nap.
Flipped out.
Oh my god. I knew it was gonna go there. Oh, it does.
So if you're
He's
full
not
from all
wrong.
that food, just go and take a nap.
Greatest 45-minute nap of your life. I promise.
Wrong. Great time.
But yeah, is there anything else you guys do besides fooding and wining and dining?
I like to take pictures, especially, you get all cute-fied and basic Disney girl ready, and you go. And Epcot has some of the best places for photos. I took my graduation photos there, actually, with a friend. So, the UK has a good area for photos. Italy, where else? Morocco. From if you go into the pavilions themselves, they have some nice hidden corners with tiles and staircases and plants and mazes.
See, because I've never thought of it that way, because most people, when they say food and wine, they're thinking a social event going down or something like that. But you can get cute, you can get all dressed up and take pictures and
nothing
stuff
wrong
like that.
Going to Disney a little cute. You never know who you could see.
Okay, do you guys have any do's and don'ts when it comes to food and wine, or not more so don'ts than do's? Because we've talked about do's, but you should not do this. Get drunk maybe.
Oh yeah, don't get wasted. No one likes a sloppy person.
I think you can skip the light lab. I was not impressed.
I wasn't impressed either. It was so sad.
Yeah.
The light lab is in the building that's right behind the Coke store where you get the Beverly. Also get the Beverly. It's just fun to do. But it was supposed to be this hyped up thing where everything was blacklit. It was supposed to be so good. They had a donut that glowed in the dark. Completely disappointing.
That glow nut does not glow in the dark.
No.
And it's pretty much something you can get at Joffrey's.
Okay.
Anywhere.
For less.
Okay. So they also make those glow in the dark drinks though, that change color or something like that.
We were told that they have the one with the cotton candy.
That was awful.
It was so bad.
It had cotton candy inside, and when I was drinking it, I was drinking the drink, but I was also getting cotton candy in my mouth, and I was like, okay.
That stickiness.
I was like, okay, why is there extra cotton candy in my mouth when this is just supposed to be a drink?
It's supposed to dissolve. They're supposed to do. It's they pour the tonic water. It's cool to watch if you find it on YouTube or Instagram. Just watch it. Don't pay for it. But they pour the tonic water in, and it's a cup with the cotton candy on top, and the tonic water is supposed to go down the tubes because it's supposed to be science.
Yeah.
And drip into it, and it's supposed to dissolve it. But what's happening is they have to make them so fast that they're not letting the cotton candy dissolve all the way.
Yeah.
And then you have the issue that Zach did, and you start drinking strands.
Cotton candy.
That sounds like something that would be in Figment or something.
Yeah.
Not behind Coca-Cola.
It's close to Figment, between the two, but still not. It's disappointing.
Yeah. So would you if they could do it next year, would you say that they should do it next year? Are there ways to improve it, or should they just completely kick it out to the curb and never do it again?
I'm sure there is a way to improve it. I just don't know.
Maybe more drinks that don't involve cotton candy.
It was weird.
I think you can take away the cotton candy aspect of any drink, and it would be so much better than the drink they are selling me now.
It was just weird because there was a line to get into the light lab itself, but then there was also a bar outside where you can buy certain drinks, but not the only food they had there was the glow nut. And the glow nut was only a limited time offering. We don't even know if it's still around.
So it's now just a bar, basically.
Yeah, but there's 2 bars, basically. So you can either go in the bar in the black light or go in the bar in the building with a no black light, which kind of defeats the purpose of it being a light lab because the whole point is the black light.
Yeah, it's called a light lab.
Exactly. So this one's just a bar. But I don't know.
So maybe more black light options.
Yeah,
and
the spacing was
space.
weird. Yeah, that was just a very strange dynamic to how they were doing
food
it.
Options.
Maybe add more lighting. That way it's actually glowing, because I feel there's not enough light in there for anything to glow.
I agree.
It's too dark in there.
Yeah.
And that's probably why the glow nut is not glowing, because first of all, they're using blue black lights, which are very dark.
Yeah. Just
it's not gonna glow.
Ways of light and stuff.
Yeah, it was the potential was definitely there.
Yeah.
It just didn't sell itself for me.
So if they improved it next year, do you think you would give it a try, or?
I mean, I'd go in it. Why not? I already paid for it.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah. Do you guys have any ideas for like Food and Wine, like something like the Black Light, whatever is Light Lab? I'm already forgetting the name. Light Lab, just incorporating other things to Food and Wine than just the countries. Because I know it's like an international thing. It's supposed to have that international aspects, but there's different types of drinks and stuff like that. I know that for sure. And, you know, people can get really creative with that sort of stuff. So, like...
I think as far as, like, you know, there's that huge divide between the countries and Future World. And I think with using all that space in Future World, they should incorporate some more, maybe even Disney aspects to it.
Yeah.
Like, we have the whole, like, the commercial this year and all the things of, like, oh, Remy, and, like, Ratatouille's going to be such a big part of this.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have, like, Remy's Hide and Squeak, where you go find all the little Remy's around the countries. But, like, that's pretty much the only Disney-esque aspect to it, and he's barely even there.
And, like, for drink-wise, you could even, like, make a bar with Disney-themed drinks and Disney-named drinks.
Having, like, Alice in Wonderland is obviously a popular one. It's specifically for drinks because, you know, crazy things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that would be cool, though, like having an Alice in Wonderland theme.
Yeah, people make them all the time.
Yeah.
And technically it's Disney's intellectual property, so they can go in there and be like, yeah, we want this recipe. How hard is it to make a pink drink, a blue drink? We already call them the color drinks. Like a Princess and the Frog drink, like a voodoo kind of drink.
Yeah, that actually sounds really cool.
A sleeping potion drink for Aurora, like things like that, like seawater.
So should they, because like I know those are incorporated into like a lot of the countries that are still like already there. So like should those be incorporated into the countries, or like the different places that they have, or should they have their own separate thing?
I think it should be a separate thing in either inventions or just outside in Future World, like in the front of the park.
You see, there's a lot of potential with Food and Wine. It's more popular than most of their other events that they have in EPCOT. So they could go a lot of different routes with that to expand, and it's not a bad thing because like to expand off of that. It's not like the Flower and Garden or art one. What is the art one?
Festival of the Arts.
Yeah. I knew in both festival and arts. I just didn't know which order.
No problem.
But yeah, there's a lot of potential with Food and Wine, so they should really start doing more with it.
I agree. Like, I feel like they're resting a lot. It's been like, what, 26 years now or something like that? Something crazy. It's been around for like the longest. When you think of EPCOT turns 35 on Sunday, it's been around for quite a long time. And I feel like they're resting a lot on the fact that we have countries, they have food. Like, you need to do a little bit more. And I've noticed that some of the countries, like, I went with my friend the other day, and she loves the Moroccan baklava. And we were walking, and I realized that they have it at the stand at Food and Wine, but if you looked to your left, they also had it year-round at their other quick service stand.
Oh, yeah. Some of the stuff at Food and Wine they have year-round.
So I feel like they're resting on the fact that there's countries, there's food. Let's bring some egg rolls out from there and bring it into China. Pavilion, and then we're good.
For example, that orange drink I was talking about in France, they have that year round. But then they also
they vamped it up this year.
They made it like a different color orange because they added a different.
They added cranberry juice, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah,
it made it vibrant, like highlighter orange. It was weird.
Yeah.
So like year round, they have just an orange drink that's orange, but this one's like a different color of orange. It's like dark.
Is the one that they have all year round cheaper than the one that they have on the stand?
Probably not.
I don't think it is.
Because like I was wondering if it was like more expensive in the stands, it was like why?
Exactly.
Because Disney would do that. You would think they would do that, and once something is like, oh, this is the EPCOT Food and Wine, try this pavilion where we have the exact same thing year round. Exactly. But if you try it here, it's a whole lot better.
That's another thing that you mentioned, that if you don't get to go to Disney a lot, like we're there all the time. So we know the regular foods at EPCOT, and that's why we like Food and Wine so much, because it's something different.
Yeah.
But excluding America, because that's just burgers and fries you can get anywhere else, if you find something, like, I say look at all of the menus of all the restaurants and all the quick service restaurants in the countries if you don't get to go very often. Because, like, a really cheap snack that I absolutely adore is the baguette in France. For, like, $1, you can get, like, this huge baguette and split it with all of your friends.
Yeah.
And, it's a French baguette. It's simple. But, like, sometimes you don't want something super rich, or you need that little break in between. Yeah. But you're like, oh, I need carbs, especially if you're drinking.
Yeah, food and wine. I was just about to say, you need that.
You need the bread. That always seems to be a lifesaver if we ever start in Mexico. That by the time we get to France, we're all, like, dying. And we're like, we need food. And we always just go and get a baguette. Yeah. And it sops everything up, and then you can finish out your country round.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other tips and tricks like that? Like, just for being, like, to help you out in the food and wine aspect?
Get free water.
Yeah, don't do what I did. Don't buy Dasani water. Get free water.
We still make fun of him for, like, buying. I mean, I've done it too.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I mean, you can go to Disney and be like, I want a cup of water, and you can do that in anywhere in the parks.
Any quick service restaurant that has a fountain.
Yeah.
Then especially EPCOT, they're the best.
And I think, like, if you're drinking, the most important thing is to stay hydrated. Jordan said there's good bread that you can have to keep you.
Some of that alcohol.
Yeah, sip of. But yeah, definitely that's important. But I don't know. Do you guys have any other comments you like to make? Any thoughts?
Have fun, but don't be sloppy. No one likes the sloppy group at EPCOT. We all know who they are, and their matching shirts, and usually in the sombreros, culturally appropriating. Just making them ruckus. Just have fun.
How many do you think you run into, like, during
especially during
like if you go one day, like,
if you're there on, like, an average Saturday, so it's usually when people go, because you have the locals.
There's plenty.
You have, like, the groups from college who show up, and you can probably count at least 10 to 15 groups depending on their matching shirts. Yeah. The bridal groups, the bachelorette parties, the bachelor parties.
I mean, I'm not hating on the bachelorette parties because they do what they do. Part. But, like college students is just like
the family reunion, and they're pushing the strollers, but they're all drunk, and it's just like the poor children.
Yeah.
Like, how y'all getting home?
Like, you're still at Disney. Like,
exactly.
You can drink, but just don't go overboard.
Be smart. Share drinks. There's no reason why everybody in your group needs to have the same margarita.
Yeah. And it's great, like, if you don't like something, then you can be like, here, try this. What do you think about it?
That's how fat gets most of this stuff, right?
Exactly. Try the blue drink. Try the purple drink. Try the orange drink.
Same thing now, but with food.
Yes.
And then you'll be good.
Just not my pau de cajou. I can't give you that. Sorry. I'll give you some of that coconut cake, though. That was garbage. It's terrible. Now you
maybe someone actually likes that if it's selling.
I like the latkes from Scotland. That gets really annoying.
What?
That's why we need an Israeli booth.
Because of Scotland. The Scots are making latkes, or Jewish potato pancakes with, like, salmon on it.
With salmon on it?
Lox.
Wait, how is that?
It has salmon on it?
It has something on it. Some fish, Some tartare, maybe tuna.
That's interesting. About
Scotland. I don't understand it either. Why Scotland decided to do latkes? No one really.
I mean, there are a lot of drinking people in Scotland. I know that, so their drinks might be good, but
yeah, I don't understand why they're trying to do a Jewish staple.
Do they have an Irish one? Because I know Irish like to drink.
They have Ireland, right?
I think they have Ireland.
Yeah.
But yes, they do. My family is Irish. They do like to drink.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a stereotype or anything.
No, that is just as far as I know, it's a fact.
It's a fact. Yeah, because, like, I don't know. But, yeah, I think they should probably switch it up every once in a while, like, with different countries, because, like, there are people who go, like, year-round every single year, and, you know, you'll get tired of having, like, the same sort of drink, same sort of food that you do all the time. So maybe, like, twice a year, every 3 years, or just switch it up.
Yeah.
Try something.
Yeah.
Roll the dice. Pick a name out of the hat. I don't know.
How many countries are there? Let's just take the back.
Exactly. I feel like America has, like, so many different areas. I'm like, they have, like, their like hops and barley one, and then they have like the food, like the barbecue in
Because
the
it's
back.
like America's so like it's big.
Exactly.
Like why is it so big? We're in America,
Right? I'm like,
I
they
know.
got burgers and fries
Like-
in the front part.
I know Disney loved America. That's awesome. That's great. But that does not need to be reflected
Right?
in the park.
Like, I want to do international food and wine, but it's a tribute to all nations, but mostly America. Go Muppets.
I'm done.
Yay, Muppets. Back to
Tribute to
Hollywood.
all nations. I'm sorry. I'm
Mostly
done.
America.
I can't continue with
It
this anymore. I'm done. Podcast's over. Episode's finished. We're done.
Thanks, guys.
Tribute to. Okay. Compose yourself, Michelle. Okay. But yeah, shrink America, bring more countries. Don't drink. Don't drink a lot is what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't get sloppy.
Don't get drunk. And
And in Mexico.
in Mexico, that was the other thing. So yeah, there's food and wine, great time. How would you guys rate it, like out of stars? 10 stars.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7.
7.
Always room for improvement, but overall, it's pretty good festival. It's my favorite of the EPCOT festival.
Yeah, obviously. I just mentioned that previously.
Yeah.
I give it an 8.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
higher than Jordan.
Wow.
Again, I've only been once, so I cannot, or maybe even twice. I don't even know at this point anymore. I need to go. That's what I've learned from today's podcast.
Also, like the experience that you have at Food and Wine changes each time.
Really?
Yeah, depending on who you go with.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause like,
So bring your friends.
yeah,
Don't drink alone.
yeah, I mean,
Sad.
I go with them. It's one experience. I go with coworkers from Planet Hollywood. That's another experience.
You're going with other people?
And then-
Wow.
You
Wow.
have other friends.
Wow, I thought we were it.
No, but like, yeah, go with your friends. Don't drink alone. That's sad. Unless you're going to just eat, then go by yourself.
Also, always have a contingency plan about travel. Because if you don't, like, just be smart about it. It's the same as if you're going out to a bar. Don't say, oh, I'll have 45 drinks and drink around the world and then drive home. Like,
Yeah.
be smart.
Yeah, if you need to like stay at a hotel for the night, whether it be at the
Exactly.
Disney parks, whether it be at an off-park hotel,
Mm-hmm.
just do it if you need to.
Bring your
Don't
friend
drink and
that's
drive.
going to be the DD.
Yeah.
Just be smart about it.
Yeah. So yeah, stay safe, stay smart, go to Food and Wine, eat a lot, drink a lot, and yeah, that's all for today's episode. Thanks you guys for coming.
No problem.
You're welcome.
If you guys want to check it out, all of our other social media websites and everything like that, we have Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. But yeah, thank you guys for coming,
No problem.
and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.